Alright y'all, let's get down to business here as we have our first deep freeze and snowfall of the season for many here out east. We also have a red flag warning down here, so we got anything from deep freeze conditions to snow to wildfires. And you can see in the background here, got the tree up, so maybe this is the reason why we're dealing with the deep freeze and snow, is because everybody's putting their Christmas trees up and their Christmas ornaments out way too early. Could be one of the reasons, but let's go ahead and get into these alerts here. You see we got winter weather alerts spanning from the Great Lakes up here into the northeast, as well as down here into the Appalachian Mountains, with a winter storm warning issued here in the Smoky Mountains. As we pull up the alert here, we can see that snow showers will be heaviest tonight and into late on Monday. Heavy snow accumulations across the far east Tennessee mountains, especially in the Great Smoky Mountains. Besides the snow, winds will be gusty, and paired with the colder temperatures will make it feel brutal out there. So you should be prepared for potentially slick travel conditions, and visibility will obviously change rapidly because there could be some snow squalls as well. And obviously there's going to be some road closures, as really if you even get a hint of snowfall or even a word of snowfall up there in the Smokies, they close the roads down up there. And let's go ahead and take a look at that, by the way. As you can see, Newfound Gap Road is going to be closing at 4 p.m. tonight, as well as Roaring Fork by 6 p.m. Park Headquarters Road will be closed. Old North Carolina 284 is closed from Cataloochee Creek to Cataloochee Valley. Straight Fork and the one-way section of Balsam Mountain Road is closed. I know some of these have been closed since the 2nd, so we'd be mindful of that. If you are heading down there, or even if you live down there, you should already know about these. But usually if the weatherman says there's going to be snow, they usually close the roads down up there, so be mindful of that. And we also have some webcams of the Smokies. We have a view looking east from Kuohi, which was called Klingman's Dome. I still call it Klingman's Dome, but as you can see, looks like we are dealing with some snowfall up there. At least it was earlier. I don't know if it is now or not, but we're going to be getting a lot of snowfall tonight. And when I say little snowfall, there's over a 50% chance of more than 6 inches of snowfall for the Smokies later today and early Tuesday. And usually if they get about 3 inches in the lower elevations, they get about a foot or two up there in Klingman's Dome. So they're going to be getting a lot of snowfall tonight and into tomorrow. And if you want to send me any pictures of it, I'd greatly appreciate it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I would greatly appreciate it, as I've never really been down there when it snowed. I have seen the Smoky Mountains with snow on it before, at least pictures of it. If you want to send me any, I'd greatly appreciate that. And here's one more webcam of the Smoky Mountains Newfound Gap. They're going to be getting a lot more snowfall as well. Probably about the same as Klingman's Dome, I would say. So Smoky Mountains are going to be getting hammered tonight pretty much. Now, other than the Smoky Mountains, so about the rest of the country, you can see freeze warnings issued from Oklahoma and Texas all the way into the Carolinas, so be mindful of the plants tonight, as it could be dealing with lows down into the low 30s into the low 20s, with wind chills down into the teens. So make sure you protect plants, pets, and pipes, and homeless people out there. Please be mindful of this as well. Widespread freeze Monday morning, so going to be getting very, very cold. So make sure you bundle up tonight and into Tuesday, and we'll get into the exact temperatures here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and issue a freezing my butt warning for this area. And speaking of the cold, could be some falling iguanas here in northern Florida. I know there's some snowbirds that travel down here to get away from the cold, but it's looking like it's going to be getting cold down there, so that cold air is going to be following y'all, unfortunately. Going to be some isolated strong to severe thunderstorms today, though. This could result in 40 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts, small hail from 2 to 7 p.m. tonight. And after that rolls through, could be dealing with some wind chills down into the low to mid 20s. Cold weather advisories are going to be issued likely through Monday night and into Tuesday morning. So definitely going to be dealing with some falling iguanas, as temperatures are going to be getting below 50 degrees. Usually the iguanas fall right on off. So we're going to be going from record warm temperatures here in northern Florida down into some record cold temperatures. So from snowfall to fire conditions, we got it all here out east. So let's go ahead and get into the forecast and how you can prepare for this snowfall and bitterly cold air. And you can see currently on the satellite, we got snowfall occurring in the upper Great Lakes and parts of the Northeast, and even up here in the upper elevations of the Smoky Mountains. I did see earlier some snowfall up there in the upper elevations of the Smoky Mountains. So it's already starting, y'all. And if you want to check out a live stream of the current conditions, Vince Welty is currently in northern Indiana, tracking the snowfall as it occurs. And of course, with it snowing here in Indiana, I will be out there outside the Winds Weather headquarters tracking the snowfall as it occurs. If we get any here at the Williams Weather headquarters, I'll be sure to share it with y'all. So let's go ahead and get into how long the snowfall will last, when it'll get out of our hair, how cold it will get, and how you can prepare for the snowfall and bitterly cold air. And to take a look at this, we're going to take a look at the NAM 12-kilometer map. You can see it's currently snowing now here in the upper Great Lakes and upper elevations of the Smokies and parts of the Northeast. You can see we got some rainfall here in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. This is expected to last through the overnight hours. Could be some school and business closures and delays tomorrow morning, so be mindful of that. Could be some excited kiddos out there. And it's looking to get out of our hair as we head into Tuesday evening and into Wednesday, but there could be some lingering snow showers here up by Buffalo, upstate New York, and into New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont. So I will have another in-depth forecast video covering what we could expect for the next couple weeks, probably on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'll be also reporting on the observed snow totals as well. So stay tuned, y'all. Now, how much snowfall are we going to be coming in on? Well, we're going to take a look at the National Weather Service model for this, and then we'll get into the temperatures here in a little bit. We can see through Wednesday morning, could be some school closures on Tuesday and into Wednesday as well here in the upper Great Lakes region. You can see right around 5 inches of snowfall on average. Some areas could come in on more, some areas could come in on less, obviously. And I know some areas have been showing upwards of 18 inches, so it could be some isolated higher totals here along the lakes. You can see up here in upstate New York right around 2 to 4 inches, and of course the further up you go the less there is. And you can see here the Williams Weather headquarters coming in on right around 1 inch to possibly 2 inches, so we could be coming in on some decent snow totals here in southern Indiana. And of course the ground is pretty warm out there, so it's to be determined if any of it will stick and how much will actually occur. Of course I will be breaking down the exact snow totals on Tuesday or Wednesday for y'all in my in-depth forecast video, so stay tuned for that. But as we zoom in here to Middle Tennessee, we can see upper elevations of the Smoky Mountains. There's a pretty good chance of greater than 6 inches of snowfall up there, so right around, I would say, 5 to 10 inches, locally higher amounts possible along the Smokies. Of course, in downtown Gatlinburg, downtown Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, and this area down here, I would say probably 1 to 3 inches on the safe side. Now, it's to be determined as to how much will actually fall because of the ground being so warm, so it could be a little less. But as we zoom on out here, and I'll repeat myself, but again, right around 2 to 4 inches, locally higher amounts possible here in northeast Ohio and into New York. Great Lakes region, right around, I would say, 3 to 6 inches, locally higher amounts possible up here in the Great Lakes. Here in central to southern Indiana and into southwest Ohio, northern Kentucky, right around 1 inch to maybe 2 inches. Smoky Mountains into Appalachia, I would say 5 to 10 inches in the upper elevations, 1 to 3 inches in the lower elevations. So I would go ahead and issue a bread and milk warning here along the Great Lakes and up here in upstate New York, really anywhere along these lakes here and anywhere here in the upper elevations of the Smoky Mountains. Now, what about the temperatures? Since it's going to be getting bitterly cold out there, well, we see tonight it's going to be getting down into the low to mid 20s for much of us here in the eastern part of the country. Getting down into the teens up here by Wisconsin and Minnesota, though. But we can see as we head into Tuesday and into Wednesday, we're going to be coming back into some warm air, though. So we're going to be freezing our tuchuses off tonight. Then that warmth is going to be coming back as we head into Wednesday. But of course, I will be breaking down what we could expect for the next couple of weeks on Tuesday or even on Wednesday. Now, what about the apparent temperatures? As we wake up tomorrow morning, could be down into the single digits, into the teens. So definitely going to be some school delays and closures, because usually when we get down into these temperatures, usually schools like to delay. I know back in my day, we used to never hardly close due to these cold temperatures, at least until I was in high school anyway. We used to brave these cold temperatures to go into school, and used to even brave the snow as well. I remember when we had about 5 inches of snow, we used to trek into school and the bus would be sliding around all over the place back then. But nowadays we close due to a dusting of snow and single digit temperatures, which is understandable, I guess. People like to sue nowadays. People are sue heavy, and we got to worry about frostbite at these bus stops. So now that we know we're going to be dealing with some bitterly cold air and some heavy snowfall, how can you prepare for it? Well, of course, have warm blankets, gloves, and socks, and even hats to keep you warm out there while you're shoveling. Grab flashlights and batteries in case power goes out. Extra batteries, of course, as well. An ice scraper here handy. Jumper cables, winter boots, non-perishable food and water, first aid kit, hand warmers, multi-tool or even pocket knife just in case. Road flares in case you get stuck on the road, because I know first snowfall of the season, there's a lot of accidents that occur because people forget how to drive during these first snowfall of the season. Grab waterproof matches, spare change and cash, you never know. Battery, and even last but not least, battery or even crank radio. And here is the winter storm planning timeline during and after the winter storm rolls through. Remain vigilant and stay informed. Drive only if necessary. Check on neighbors and family. Properly ventilate emergency heat sources. Keep generators at least 20 feet from your home. Get a Jackery. Those are very handy. Those are battery powered generators. Very, very good. And take it easy when shoveling. Don't overexert yourself, as there could be 1 inch to 2 feet of snow, so the forecast can still be wrong. So be mindful of this. And here's a live view of people driving during the first snowfall of the season. Pretty typical. And here's another view of another person driving during the first snowfall of the season. And other than the snow, you got to worry about the bitterly cold air, so make sure you bundle up. Obviously, just use your common sense. Here are signs of hypothermia, by the way: confusing, shivering, difficulty speaking, sleepiness, and even stiff muscles. And of course, last but not least, here is a bread and milk warning, and even a freezing my butt off warning for the bitterly cold air and lake effect snow occurring through Tuesday. So please be mindful of the bitterly cold air and the snowfall, as usually there's a lot of accidents during the first snowfall of the season. So again, bundle up, don't overexert yourself if you're shoveling. Might be school closures and delays, so there's going to be some happy kiddos out there. So again, stay safe, stay warm. We'll have a video up on Tuesday breaking down the exact snow totals of what occurred and what we could expect for the next couple of weeks. So again, stay tuned, stay warm, stay safe, and until next time, never stop forecasting.